Dear faculty, now I'm going to explain how to use the software in order to calculate the CO attainment and PO attainment for your particular subject. So first you have to unzip the folder. So local flux is the folder. If you unzip it, you will have one folder. In that you have one run app. Double click on that. If you're not able to download the software or if the software is not running for the first time, you have to switch off your uh, antivirus or Windows Bit Defender, then only you can proceed. So when you first start, press the start aggregating button. The first time when you start, you have to give the number of program outcomes. So all the previous years we have 12 program outcomes. The recent revision is 11. However, we should use 12. Then mechanical department has 3 PSOs that you have to mention 3 PSOs. Then submit it. If you want to edit any one of the setting, again you have to go to the configure button and you can change the number of POs and PSOs. So here we have 3 options. So first is template generation. This is used to generate the Excel sheet where we are going to enter the marks and where we can see the CO attainment, PO attainment. If you have multiple sections, then you have to have this tab. We have to click on this tab and we have to use it. And when we are going to do for a department, then we have to do batch calculation. So first I'm going to show you template generation. Click on template generation. It will ask very basic things. The name of the teacher. Then academic here, you have to give the complete year. So if you're going to do for 2019-20 academic year, then you have to give 2019. Then end year will be automatically calculated. The semester, whether it's odd semester or even semester, you have to calculate. Click on that. Then which branch, so mechanical branch or any branch that you are calculating. Then batch. So irrespective of the academic year, you have to say what is the batch for which you are calculating. Say 2019 batch. Then if it is having multiple sections, then you have to select the section. Then you have to give a subject code. Please use caps. Then give subject name. Then number of students in that particular. So now I'm going to give only 2 students. So if you have many 50 students, then you have to enter 50. Now I'm going to two students only so that I can easily enter the marks and show you how the calculation is being done. Then number of COs depending upon your subject. Now I'm giving 4 COs. Number of components, I'm going to give 3 components, that is midterm. So for midterm you put just mid. I'm going to just type in mid in caps. Then I'm going to give continuous assessment CAC, then end semesters END. Depending upon number of components you have to define it accordingly. The number of questions, say midsem I have 5 questions. CAC, because I have 4 COs, I am going to distribute all my continuous assessment across 4 COs. So I am going to give 4 questions. And end semester, assume I have say 10 questions. So midsem is internal, then continuous assessment is internal, then end sem is external. So these are the basic things that we need to enter. Then you press submit. Once you press submit, you will get a Excel file. Please do not rename the file. I repeat, do not rename the file. You just have to open the file. Enable editing. Okay, so some of the things that you already entered has been captured here. Now we have to enter these things. So default threshold. So threshold, previous years we had 50 as a threshold. Now you can fix your threshold, but don't go below 50. whatever value you are putting here, you have to defend that. So assume I'm doing it for a theory, I'm saying say 50. So internal, how much weightage for internal, how much weightage for external. So internal is 60, external will be auto calculated. Then direct we are giving 80%, so indirect will be. Then target you can keep for your subject. Previously theory we had 50 and lab we had 70. Now if you feel that you can increase that target, you can say I want to keep my target for my subject to be 75. I can always keep it. So whatever value you enter here for target has to be defended. Now here indirect assessment, already you would have calculated the quotient survey. From that value, from those values you can enter these values. Then COPO, depending upon your subject, you should do the mapping. So you can have your own mapping. There is no hard and fast rule that you have to use a particular thing, but you have to carefully go through the COs and POs and enter the COPO mapping. So I'm just randomly giving some values, not more than 3. Okay, so if you make any wrong value, it will not, it give improper answers. Assume only my subject is mapped to 3 POs, and let me map to one of the PSOs. So this is the first part, entering the basic thing. These things already entered in the first sheet. These things, that is threshold, internal, direct, target. These things you should enter some value and you have to define that. Now there is no hard and fast rule that you have to enter. But if you are entering for a common subject, make sure that all of the faculty are entering the same thing. Then once again I repeat, don't change the file name. Then so we have mid, we have 5 questions, continuous assessment 4 questions, and some 10 questions. So indirect assessment values you have to enter here. COPO mapping of your subject has to be entered here. Then for each of the component that you have entered, there is a separate Excel sheets which are getting generated. So first I'm going to the mid-sem. So you, from your question paper, you are supposed to enter the maximum marks of each question. So here I have entered 5 questions are there. So assume I am 50 marks 50 marks paper. I am entering the maximum marks here. So this has to be taken from your question paper and you have to put it threshold based on the first threshold that you are given in the first sheet. This will be automatically calculated. Then each question you would have mapped for a CO. You can enter the CO. So I am entering the CO because it's mid-sem. I don't think more than 3 I would have covered, even though I have 4 COs. Mid-sem I am covering only 1, 2, 3 COs. Then BTL, anyway this BTL will not be taken for our calculation purpose. So just for record purpose, you can enter and keep whatever BTL you have kept for the each question in the question paper. Now since I have put only uh, two students, those two students are only marks can be entered only for two students. So you have to put the roll number, name. I'll take randomly some uh, I'm taking randomly two students name and putting it here. Okay, so for each question what the student has taken, we have to enter here. So assume he has taken 8, 7, 6. So here red is coming because maximum marks is 5. I'm entering 5, so it is an error. So you have to correct the error. So you have to carefully enter the marks. So for mid-sem, I have entered the marks. Next, I am going to the continuous assessment. Same procedure has to be repeated because it's the same student. I'm just copying the same student onto the next sheet. Then maximum marks. So continuous assessment here is for 40 marks because already midsum has been defined. So, so whatever you are defining that you have to enter. So assume I am doing for 40 marks. So 10 question, 10 marks for each of the COs. So it depends. If your continuous assessment is covering only two COs, then define only two COs. Then define only two questions. Then if it is equally distributed, equal marks, 20 each. If it is one CO majority and other less, then accordingly 30-10. That depends upon you. Have to carefully enter this, judiciously enter this, because if you give imbalanced COs, then your CO calculation, your CO will not be attained. So I am going to put equal distribution. Don't touch any of these things. Already this will be auto calculated based on the COs here. Then BTL, you can, this is only for record purpose, this BTL. Then again we have to question wise marks. If you don't have question wise marks, already I have discussed one more software where we can distribute the marks based on proportionately. From there you can copy the marks and put it here. Then we have to go for end semester. Assume it's 10 questions are there. So each question maximum marks I'm going to put 10. Just copy this 10 and put it for equally. Then for each question I have to mark the COs as we did previously. Just randomly putting. Make sure that you don't give a number more than the number of COs that you already defined. Then BTL for each question, whatever you have marked in the end semester question paper, that you can enter. Now marks. So again I am taking the two students, going to end semester. Is that? So for all the previous search where we don't have, if you don't have the individual marks, then you can use the other software to distribute the marks, copy paste it here. So I'm going to just enter some random marks. So again for the second student, so all the marks are entered. Now the calculation should have been done. So first these inputs from the initial page it will come. You have to enter the COPO mapping. Then you have to enter the indirect assessment. Then you have to enter the threshold. Then internal. Then external will be automatically calculated. Enter the direct. Indirect will be automatically calculated. Target should be given. Then this is auto captured. Then individual sheet, you have to enter the questions, question number, not question number, the maximum marks for each question, then the CO, these two entries, and if you want you can enter the BTL. Don't touch the other rows. Then individual student marks you have to enter depending upon the number of the questions. Do very carefully when you are doing for continuous assessment. See how your continuous assessment evaluation is spread across different COs and accordingly give the weightage, accordingly define the number of questions. Then end semester. Then for internal components alone, the attainment will be calculated. So this is the attainment. Then for external also attainment will be calculated. Put together it is going to give one more sheet, the course attainment. So this is the course attainment sheet. If you go down, for the academic year 1920 odd semester machine drawing subject code, the PO attainment is given here. Then the CO attainment will be given in the sheet. So here you can see that we have attained, whether we have attained everything or not we can see. So first three is not attained, only one CO is being attained. Once again I repeat, please don't change the file name. So if you have multiple sections, what you have to do means go to the software. If you have multiple sections, once if three sections are there, all the three teachers have to complete it. Go to section calculation. and browse all the files. If 3 sections are there, 3 sections, 9 sections are there, 9 sections. Choose all the files and say upload. It will give you the combined file. The combined file also will have a similar structure. The last sheet will give the course attainment. The one before that will give you the program attainment at the bottom. So once you complete this for the entire batch, all the subjects, then go to batch calculation, choose all the files. Say 70 odd subjects are there, all the 70 odd subjects you have to browse it and upload it. It will give you a single file that will be the COPO attainment file.